Okay, so we've got our test level. It's got a wall and it's got a ramp. Okay, and any surfaces that you need to move around on, they need to be, if you want to go up, they obviously need to be in the slope, because if we had steps, the collider would get stuck for its basic VR smooth motion. So first thing is we need to create a blueprint. So right click, create blueprint, and select pawn, and call it, we'll call it VR pawn move. Okay, so VR pawn move, and we're going to need to add a few elements to this. So if you open it up, now when you open up a blueprint, we get a basic default scene route in here. So we need to add our camera, because without the camera we couldn't see where we were going, and obviously that will be how we'll see through the head mounted display. And we also need to add a motion controller. Okay. So if we compile and save that, obviously we're going to add some more components to this, but for now those are fine. So click on the motion controller, and if you scroll down through the motion controller, you'll get to the motion controller source. Now obviously, because the Quest has got two motion controllers, we're going to stick with the right hand controller. So we'll just go right hand controller. And you can actually put a where it says visualize, you can click on display device, and we can look at our custom device. Let's go custom. And we can look in engine, and you should be able to find your Oculus. If you look for Oculus motion controller, and then you can see the motion controller in there. That's just to give a physical object which we can see. So we'll just compile and save that. Okay, so that's a basic setup now. So let's go back to our scene. And we can drag that into the scene, and just make sure that you place it so it's just sitting on the floor. And the last thing to do, like we did when I was showing you about the teleporting, if you make sure that you select the VR pawn move actor, go into the details panel, and where it says auto possess player, instead of disabled, select player 0. Okay, so we'll save that. let's just test that. So put the headset on. As you can see, we've got the model attached to the motion controller, and when we stand up you can see that the head mount display is seen through. So that's our basic setup working. So in the next part I'll show you how to add some motion to the pawn, and also we'll look at how we add the input setting. So when we press the thumbstick, we actually on the trigger we rotate and we also move.